Day of protest at Gallaudet University found the school open, but 3/4 of the students boycotting classes. Students are demonstrating a decision by the Board of Trustees to hire a hearing president for the nation's only liberal arts college for the deaf. At a rally today, students burned effigies of new President Elizabeth Zinser and trustee chairwoman Jane Spilman. Nearly 600 students attend pre-college programs for the deaf, including the Model Secondary School on Gallaudet's campus. Most of them stayed away from class today and instead rallied in the gym along with teachers, and they put on impromptu skits. These students are especially upset by the trustees' decision to name a hearing president. Dr. Robert DeVilla, vice president of pre-college programs at Gallaudet, was passed over for the second time for the presidency. He's deaf, a Gallaudet grad, and a 10-year administrator at the university.
I think that could happen only if the board is change its bylaws, because that's a self-perpetuating board. They make their own rules.
This afternoon, hundreds of Gallaudet students and students from the pre-college program rallied on campus. Students turned short-order cook, and they provided nourishment. The students feel the continued boycott of classes and rallies denouncing the board and its chairperson, Jane Spilman, will get a deaf person in the president's office. And the students are willing to go to great lengths to bring about a change in the trustees' thinking.
I will continue for as long as it takes. If it means I have to withdraw from this program, which is I'm a graduate student, I will do so.
Maybe it will continue until the Board of Trustees gives up and selects a deaf person as president.
The National Commission on the Education of the Deaf is recommending that the Board of Trustees...
Its new president, Dr. Elizabeth Zinser, was burned in effigy this afternoon, along with Board of Trustees Chairman Jane Bassett Spilman. The students are demanding they both resign. Neither Zinser nor Spilman know sign language, so today, students decided to teach them the meaning of the 3 most widely used signs the past couple of days on campus. Deaf, president, now.
Deaf, president, now.
This was the second day the students succeeded in shutting down the school in peaceful protest. Although university officials tried to hold classes today, students boycotted with the support of staff and faculty who donated $1,000 to the cause.
To call the Gallaudet University to call an end to this plantation mentality. We will not back down. We will not concede. That was the cry from both students and alumni and faculty. Dr. Zinser cannot sign. It doesn't matter whether she has empathy for Gallaudet students. It's a matter of civil rights.
Speaking to us through an interpreter, we have the president of the student body, Hlibok. Let me ask you, how long can this last? The students will be going on their break next week. Are you afraid you're going to lose momentum?
No, I don't. The students have decided to continue. We're determined to continue our protest. And we are becoming stronger as we continue. We're becoming stronger every day, and we know that we will continue. We're not going to stop until they stop. They need to play our game. And during spring break week, that issue will be considered later on. We need to discuss that, but we are going to continue our action somehow.
Now, you have been interviewed along with Dr. Elizabeth Zinser for a CBS program, Night Watch, which will be seen in Washington about 3:30 in the morning and again at 5:30 this morning. Will you not accept her in any way? Did you not find her a sensitive or sympathetic candidate?
Definitely not. She is not sensitive because she has already said that she is the most qualified person, which she is not. She doesn't know what it means to us, what qualifications we are asking for. She doesn't have a background in deafness, and she dares to say that she is a very concerned person and she will consider us and be sensitive to us. She dares to say that. She said that today during an interview.
Okay,
and we will not compromise at all. They're going to have to follow our way.
You hear the people behind us clapping. You also hear the cars, some of the cars honking their horn because the demonstrators on the street here beside Gallaudet on Florida Avenue are being asked to honk their horns for a deaf president of the university. Reporting live from Gallaudet, Chris Gordon, Eyewitness News.
Joe?
Jim, the marching and demonstrations continue here, and so does the classroom disruption. After 2 days, the students are vowing to maintain the campus unrest, and it looks like a large number of faculty members are on the student side. 2 people were hanged and burned in effigy at Gallaudet today. Jane Bassett Spilman, chairman of the Board of Trustees, and Elizabeth Ann Zinser, whose designation as president of the university touched off active protests. The burning was one of several signs that the protest is growing. At the front gate of Gallaudet, passing motorists honked their horns in support of a cause. It was day 2 in the battle between university students and administration at Gallaudet, a battle over whether to keep the non-hearing impaired president who had just been selected. Early this morning, representatives of the student movement to install a deaf president showed up at the doors of campus buildings. They were turning other students away. By the time for afternoon classes, many buildings were empty, save a few faculty members. The chalkboards in one classroom told the story. No classes today, it said, calling anyone who attended a traitor. The school administration refused to show a heavy hand against the boycotting students.
We don't intend to do anything to impede the students' right to express themselves peacefully. Classes are in session. Students are expected to attend classes. But, of course, any sanction for failure to attend classes is very much at the discretion of the individual faculty member.
Truth was, a large number of faculty and staff were claiming to support the students. Here's what a few said following an organizational meeting.
It's been 124 years that this institution has been in existence primarily for the education of deaf people and on an international basis, and they've never had a deaf president, and here was the first opportunity with 2 deaf candidates to make that choice.
Anyone who's hearing that's involved in deafness, who is sensitive and close to the issues related to deafness, knows that it's important to have a deaf president now. What's ironic is that there were 3 finalists that we're hearing that didn't know enough to say, wait, it's not appropriate.
As ABC's Karen Stone reports, the students and many faculty members are angry.
Even though Gallaudet University was officially open today, many students boycotted classes, vowing not to give up their fight for a deaf president.
We want to tell the people off campus, other people, to let them know that it would be better if we have a deaf president that understands us.
How long will you go on with this? Until we get a deaf president.
The students who closed down the university yesterday are angry that in its 124-year history, the world's only liberal arts college for the hearing impaired has never had a hearing impaired president. Students and deaf organizations are particularly incensed by the university trustees chairman, Jane Bassett Spilman, who defended the selection of a president who doesn't know sign language, saying deaf people are not ready to function in the hearing world. The anger was felt far beyond the Gallaudet campus.
I'm really upset and angry about what has happened. Obviously, the people there deaf people were completely ignored by those individuals who work at the university level.
The center of the controversy, Dr. Elizabeth Ann Zinser, who will be Gallaudet's first woman president, promises to learn sign language and vows to take office.
That I will be in a position of engaging a relationship with the campus community that I think a year from now will be a very warm one and a very productive one.
Students, though, say they may risk arrest with more demonstrations and blockades until a deaf president is named. Karen Stone, ABC News, Washington.
We'll be back in just a moment.
Students at Gallaudet University are continuing their protest for a deaf school president. Channel 5's Mike Ritz reports that the students were joined today by faculty and staff.
It was the third day of outrage on the Gallaudet campus ever since the School for the Hearing Impaired passed up 2 deaf candidates to name a hearing university president. There has been protest. Today, teachers and staff members were up front, joining the students in condemning the university's board of directors and the new president, Elizabeth Ann Zinser.
Dr. Zinser cannot sign. It doesn't matter whether she has empathy for Gallaudet students. It's a matter of civil rights.
Yesterday, the students barricaded the campus. Today, they boycotted class. Tomorrow, they say, their fight will continue. The coalition of Gallaudet educators...
Evening rally, a new strategy emerged as protest leaders asked the students to withdraw from Gallaudet.
We want our 4 demands met or goodbye. We're going to leave the school.
There was some student dissent.
Why are we fighting for a deaf president? Because we love the school. We want to stay here. Withdrawing, that means economic breakdown of the school.
Students are getting support for their boycott of classes from the faculty, as well as some financial support. And they got encouragement for the idea of a mass withdrawal.
You think they're going to say, okay, goodbye, students? Gallaudet can't function without you.
The students...
We want a deaf president. Now, now, now!
Some 1,500 students gathered to organize tomorrow's protest. They talked of strength in numbers.
No one has given the board any positive comments. None. 100 to 0. 100% support for Gallaudet. Imagine that.
They were told that earlier in the day, the faculty met to decide what to do about the student protest.
They support you, and they will continue to support you until things change. Till Zinser is eliminated.
They talked of a mass withdrawal from the university.
You control the college. You're powerful. You can withdraw tomorrow if you want to.
It was suggested that at the very least, the students en masse pick up withdrawal forms from the admissions office.